Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
Breaking right now, new calls for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to have their titles stripped, as well as Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson.
Prince William will strip Prince Andrew along with all other non-working royals of their HRHs and princely titles when he ascends to the throne.
It's happening. Prince Andrew will most likely be stripped of his titles by Parliament. And make no mistake, that is the future for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as well.
Harry and Meghan, the dreariest couple in the history of planet Earth.
Let's chat about Meghan Markle. She couldn't be more cringe if she tried, but I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
Prince William plans to flex his muscles and wipe his wayward brother Prince Harry and his power-hungry wife Meghan from the history book.
As pressure grows on the UK Parliament, King Charles and Prince William to take action on all the wayward royals.
Meghan and Harry will see their dukedoms and HRHs formally revoked by Prince William.
And it's well-deserved on all sides.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are going to have no role when Prince William becomes king, and he's already planning this out. And it's really not so much that he said they are not going to have roles, he's just not mentioning them at all. There's just a moratorium on them. Tell me what you think is going to happen when Prince William ascends and takes the throne.
Oh no, it will be active. It won't just be, I'm ignoring this. It will be, your titles are stripped, you are gone, you are banished. He doesn't even want Harry at his coronation.
Hardly a secret that the palace has already conducted secret meetings with members of the government to discuss putting the plan into action.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties.
Are you joking? It's bad.
It's terrible.
It's stupid.
I would love reconciliation with my family.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
Let's not sugarcoat it. The palace is done playing nice. Behind those castle walls, something cold and calculated is brewing.
Is that William is prepared to be ruthless, right? And he will be ruthless when he's king.
You can feel it, can't you? That strange silence coming from Buckingham Palace, like the calm before a thunderstorm wrapped in gold leaf, because something's about to go down.
But you know what? I'm all about it. I'm ready for some courage, some strength, and, some stability in the monarchy.
The tabloids call it streamlining. The palace calls it modernizing. But let's be honest, it's a purge. And right at the top of the royal hit list, the Sussexes, Meghan, the Duchess of Delusion, and Harry, the Prince of Poor Decisions.
The Sussexes have done a lot of damage to the monarchy.
The two people who turned royal duty into a discount docuseries and somehow think emotional chaos counts as career growth. But this isn't a tantrum, it's a takeover.
And it's time for the monarchy to wrest back a little bit of power here, a little bit of control.
Because behind those royal gates, Prince William, the quiet one, the patient one, the one who doesn't need to yell, is playing chess while everyone else is still crying over checkers.
It just shows how unclear and how unguided they are with everything. And it just makes chaos, I think, for the royal family now to have to deal with, to be quite honest.
King Charles is tired. The country's divided. The brand is bleeding. And William, he's pulling out the disinfectant. King Charles might be the face of the monarchy, but Prince William, he's the quiet storm about to rewrite royal history.
It won't be a revenge play by William. It's very much a reforming play.
No press conference, no warning, just signatures, laws, and consequences. Because when a monarchy becomes a meme, someone has to clean up the mess. And William's about to do what his father never could.
I just think William has got this right, and I think Charles is being very naive in terms of his handling of this.
End the chaos with a smile that says, no hard feelings, just business.
Prince William's idea to get this all done, at once really shows the resolve that he's putting his money where his mouth is.
But that wasn't the whole story. The line that broke Twitter, 2 down, 2 to go. It started as a joke, a snarky tweet after Prince Andrew finally lost the last shreds of his title.
Don't just deal with Prince Andrew. You've got to do them all in one fell swoop.
First Andrew, now the spotlight swings west, straight toward Montecito, where Harry and Meghan have built their dream palace out of PR statements and avocado toast. The royal family calls it slimming down. But this is surgical, because William's plan isn't just to clean house, he's cleaning the brand.
A massive sea change here in the United Kingdom, with Prince William now winning this huge battle for there to be an Act of Parliament introduced at Westminster to jettison not just Prince Andrew, Beatrice and Eugenie, but also Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie and Lily once and for all.
Andrew's titles are gone, his reputation's in ashes, and now the Sussexes are next. Not because of revenge, but because of risk management. See, every time Meghan cries on cue, or Harry writes a memoir called Pity Me, Volume 2, the crown's credibility takes another hit.
You know, Harry and Meghan set out to do deliberate damage. I call them saboteurs. I actually would go as far to say that Harry is a traitor, because he betrayed his country, he betrayed one of the leading institutions of his country that is so synonymous, Dan, with the identity of Britain and really displays Britain at its best. The monarchy. He disgraced the monarchy, Dan. He disgraced his family. Absolutely, Harry and Meghan are far more dangerous.
They're not working royals anymore. They're working actors. And for William, that's the biggest royal sin of all. The monarchy isn't supposed to chase cameras. It's supposed to make cameras chase them. But while the Sussexes were busy selling their trauma to Spotify, William was quietly building something stronger, a legal framework that could wipe them from the royal ledger forever.
And they can never be let back in, Dan. They can never be let back in for the appalling behavior that they caused, defying her directives that they not commercialize their titles and use them for profit. I mean, they've done everything in the book. They are the villains of our era.
And it started with one name you've never heard before. Enter MP Rachel Maskell.
Titles, Rachel Maskell, who says, bill to give the monarch powers to remove titles to provide that such removals can be done by the monarch on their own initiative following a recommendation of a joint committee of parliament or at the request of the person who holds the title and for connected purposes. If they can get a joint committee of parliament to recommend it as well, a monarch can fairly easily strip somebody of their titles.
I brought forward private members' legislation in the past in order to see titles removed, not just around this case, but it would be for all cases. A very simple amendment could be made to a constitutional bill, or a private member's bill could come forward to rotate this. And all that we need to do is either to establish a ground committee of both Houses of Parliament, the Lords and the Commons, coming together, making recommendation to the King, or the King himself making a decision, or a future monarch to be able to do that, of removing a title.
Not a royal, not a rebel, just a politician with perfect timing. She introduced something small, quiet, and devastating, the titles removal bill. On the surface, it was about accountability. But between the lines, it was William's secret weapon. If passed, the king or his heir could strip anyone of their royal titles for conduct unbecoming of the crown. Translation, no more royal freeloaders using HRH to hawk skincare and side podcasts.
We've seen Meghan continue to use her HRH despite being ordered not to do so by the late Queen Elizabeth II.
Continue to use the titles. I mean, Meghan has been commercialising the Duchess of Sussex title now for years, despite the fact she told the late Queen Elizabeth II she would never do that. And we also know she's using the HRH title in private correspondence too.
The first target was Andrew, but make no mistake, the second wave had Montecito written all over it, because Meghan's brand thrives on borrowed majesty. Take away the Duchess, and what's left? A lifestyle influencer with a camera crew and a rapidly shrinking fan base. And Harry, without his title, he's just a man with too many opinions and not enough followers to fill the garden he keeps meditating in. William's patience isn't passivity, it's precision. While Meghan leaks to page 6, William leaks to Parliament. He's not fighting back, he's laying groundwork. And when the groundwork is legal, not emotional, that's when the guillotine cuts clean. But the quiet reforms weren't the real explosion. That came when the British public decided to pick a side. 70,000 people. One question, who's the biggest threat to the royal family? And the result, Fergie, irrelevant at 1%, Andrew, obvious at 38%, Harry, a disappointment at 14%, Meghan Markle, the winner, by a landslide at 47%. 47% of Britons said she's the biggest danger to the monarchy. That's not gossip, that's a mandate. The palace didn't have to say a word. The people did it for them. The narrative narrative flipped overnight. Meghan wasn't a victim. She was a liability, and liability gets cut. Behind the scenes, William's advisors started whispering phrases like brand restoration and title reclassification. And translation, the royal version of you're fired. But the Sussexes weren't ready for accountability. They doubled down. Documentaries, podcasts, think pieces, designer redemption arcs.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled. Harry and Meghan, they have an issue when it comes to their memory and when it comes to the truth.
Hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
Meanwhile, the British public rolled their eyes so hard Buckingham shook. Because when you spend 5 years talking about privacy while selling interviews about privacy, even your sympathy card gets declined. And Meghan's response? Another makeover, another podcast, another business. She's gone from duchess to desperate entrepreneur, trying to sell compassion like it's luxury skincare. But the palace had moved on. William wasn't chasing narratives anymore. He was rewriting them. When Parliament officially moved on the title stripping bill, Meghan's camp reportedly panicked.
Their absolute worst nightmare to lose the titles. And remember, Meghan has even said of Archie and Lily, it's their birthright. And it's like, well, it's only their birthright because of what George V did back in 1917, I think it was. Right. And, you know, the world is about to move on. And the fact that you think that you can raise your children in Montecito to be little Americans who don't even return to the United Kingdom because you think we're such an unsafe hellhole, it's delusional. Of course they shouldn't have titles.
The same way she panics when a camera isn't flattering or a headline isn't glowing. Because here's the truth. Meghan and Harry's power isn't money. It's borrowed prestige. They're influencers cosplaying as royals. And without those titles, they're just two ex-employees with expensive microphones. Insiders say Harry's been privately begging his father to pause the reform. But William's not waiting.
When he's King William V, when his father passes on, he's the monarch, he's more aware than anyone, I think, that the monarchy and the royal family have to provide value. We don't just keep the royal family because we've always had the royal family. They very much have to prove their worth. And he wants to, really push aside anyone who's been freeloading or using their titles for commercial gain.
Every time the Sussexes open their mouths, his inbox fills with support from politicians, military leaders, and even palace insiders who say, end it, clean the slate. Meanwhile, Meghan's empire of empowerment keeps collapsing. Her podcast ghosted, her as ever brand mocked, her awards bought, not earned. And Harry, he's the face of regret, smiling through the consequences he helped create. A man who left royalty to find freedom, only to realize freedom doesn't come with a fan base. William isn't just winning, he's redefining victory.
It's a reform play by William. I think he just wants to keep it a very tight monarchy, but also he wants to reward the people who do actually do the work and do it quietly without any fanfare. Princess Anne is a perfect example of that.
And I think there'd be plenty of support to see Prince Harry and Meghan Markle lose those titles.
Because when the enemy destroys themselves, all you have to do is step aside and let the fire burn. But what William's doing next isn't just punishment, it's evolution. You can call it royal revenge, but that misses the genius. William's not acting like a king in training. He's acting like a CEO. And the crown, that's his company. His mission, cut costs, cut chaos, cut clowns. He doesn't want a monarchy bloated with side hustles and scandals. He wants something lean, clean, and scandal-proof. A crown that works like Apple, minimalist, efficient, powerful. Under William, the royal family won't be a soap opera. It'll be a system. Princess Anne's the model, works nonstop, never complains, never trends. That's the future William's building. And the Sussexes, they're the corporate cautionary tale, proof that not everyone built for the spotlight deserves a throne. He's not emotional about it. He's evolutionary. He knows the crown isn't inherited anymore. It's earned through relevance, restraint, and results. And Meghan and Harry have failed all three. That's why his purge isn't personal. It's preservation. He's not destroying the monarchy. He's debugging it. But while William rebrands the crown, Meghan's planning her next PR stunt, and it's as transparent as her speeches. Here's what palace insiders are whispering. The moment Charles steps down, William will issue new letters patent. And when he does, 4 names will quietly disappear from the royal roster. Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet. No press release, no drama, just gone. They'll still have their fame, but without that golden royal dust, fame fades fast. Hollywood loves a royal. It doesn't love a rebrand. The Duchess of Sussex becomes just Meghan from Montecito, and the prince, just Harry, unemployed with a memoir addiction. It's poetic justice in palace packaging, because Meghan spent years turning royal tragedy into merchandise. Now the monarchy is repossessing the brand, and Harry, he traded military honor for media headlines. Now both are gone. He wanted independence, and he got it. Just not the kind that comes with relevance. William won't even need to raise his voice. His pen will do the shouting, because silence from the throne is louder than any interview. And when it happens, it won't just be the end of a royal royal era, it'll be the beginning of a monarchy that finally learned how to say no. Here's the ugly truth. The Sussex saga was never about freedom. It was about fame. They wanted the royal perks without the royal price. And when the cameras stopped rolling, they found out that crowns don't rent, they're revoked. William's purge isn't cruel, it's calculated. He's trimming the family tree before it rots from the roots. He's ending the era of sympathy for sale and starting the era of accountability. Meghan's brand might survive in Hollywood, but her royal days are numbered. And Harry, he'll keep giving interviews no one asked for, wondering why the world moved on without him. William's monarchy will be smaller, sharper, stronger, a crown without chaos, a family without freeloaders, a legacy without leaks. Because in this new era, compassion isn't currency, and loyalty, that's not for sale. If you caught the clues before the cameras did, hit like, tap subscribe, and ring that bell, because this saga isn't done. Now tell me in the comments, was it reform or the royal revenge they never saw coming? Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more royal chaos, feel free to check out some of my other videos on the top of the screen. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.